let's see. Let me just pop this up. So this is the Giants win total. So they are at 5.5, as I mentioned. And it looks like it's actually more on the under 5.5 with that minus 155 over there. So this is what they think about the Giants. I know it's still early. You probably want to take a look at preseason and training camp and avoid injuries and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure you'll have your own analysis and predictions as the season starts. But right now, what do you think? Do you think the Giants, based on their schedule, do you think they're a 6-win team?
I picked them to go 5-12 when the schedule came
Ooh.
out. So I'll stick with that until I see training camp. I picked them to go 5-12. Here's what I'll say. They have the hardest schedule in the NFL. You can tell me like, oh, well, you don't know that, Rye. Like teams get injured and good teams are bad teams and bad teams are good teams. I'm pretty sure the Chiefs, the Eagles, the Chargers, the Lions are going to
Washington.
be good
Yeah.
teams, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's going to happen.
Denver. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Denver's one. I'm like, I don't know if that, but Denver might be bad, but San Francisco might be good, right? Like, so like that might like the
Green
Lions,
Bay,
the
Detroit.
Packers, right? Like, I'm pretty sure those teams are going to be good. The Commanders now have Jaden Daniels. Like, I'm pretty sure those are going to be tough games. So,
Yeah, that is a tough schedule. Yeah.
so, so,
Why is it tough? Is because they got the NFC North
well,
and
their two divisions are the three playoff team divisions. They play the whole NFC North, so the Packers, Vikings, and Lions, and they play the whole AFC West, so the Chargers, Chiefs, and
yeah.
Broncos. So, so that, I mean, there's no gimmies. But here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say. I've said it a couple times on other places. I'll say it again here. If you watch the Giants, and the Giants fans who are watching this are, they're watching this, they're diehards, they watch the games every game. The Giants were unwatchable at times last year. Like, they weren't just bad, they were like D-level football, like couldn't get first downs, couldn't score, like they struggled to function at times last year. And I've seen that before. They did that in Joe Judge's last year. So like they will be, the talent on the field will be much better. The quality of football will be much better. I think they will be competitive deeper into games than they were last year. What does that mean? I mean, if you're betting on the games, nothing. If you're like, 89 years old and need to see them win now, then nothing. But like, I think they'll be a better product. I don't know how many more wins because that schedule is brutal. That's why I picked 5-12. But like, if you're asking me, like, this roster is significantly, I knew last year was going to stink. Like, people were trying to tell me last year at this time that they could be a playoff team. No, I think I picked them to win 4 games last year. Like, I knew that team was going to stink. This team, I think, like, if all broke their way, they could win 7 or 8. That schedule's so bad, like,
yeah.
that I'm picking them to win 5.
Okay. Well,
And they're also going to make a quarterback change at some point. So once you make the quarterback change, then all of a sudden it's like, well, now we're playing a rookie. He needs 3 or 4 games to like get his feet wet and adapt. Like, I'm not expecting Dart to come in like CJ Stroud or Jaden Daniels.
no.
So like most rookie quarterbacks, they get, if he starts 5 games, he probably goes 1-4. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So that's why I think they're going to struggle. Win total wise, they're going to struggle.
All right. Well, hey, it's all
But
you
it's
can
not
ask.
about the win total. To
No,
me,
it's
it's
not.
not about the win. It's about young players getting better,
Yep.
and Jackson, and feeling like ending the season feeling like we don't need to do anything at quarterback. Jaxson Dart's our guy. Jameis Winston is our backup. Let's move. Malik Neighbors still looks good. The defense is good. Let's add some finishing pieces to a playoff, not a Super Bowl team. Let's add some finishing pieces to a 2026 playoff team.
Do you have any idea if everything like is scripted like normal, and they, because of the schedule, by midseason that they're not going to be a playoff team, that and that Dart is showing enough progress in practice that they believe he should be ready to play some games? Where around the schedule do you think that they would throw him in and get his first start?
I picked, and I don't know, right? This is all speculation. No one's told me the answer to that question, but like, I guessed around week 10. was my guess. Like they could be 2-8, 3-7, something like that. After they play Philly in Philly, they have San Francisco at home in week 9. If they didn't want him to have the pressure of being at home, then they have Chicago in week 10 in Chicago. Like those are the 2 spots. The bye is so late. It's week 14.
Oh,
I guess you could come back after the bye and he could start the final 4 games. To me, that's too late. Like if you're 3-7 and rolling out Russell Wilson, give Jaxson Dart the final 8 games instead of the final 4 games. That's kind of what I have an eye on. But look, I'm not going to lie to you, Greg. I would have told you that probably about if we had this conversation in 2019 about Daniel Jones, I probably would have said something similar. And they benched Eli Manning, a future Hall of Famer, after 2 games for Daniel Jones. So,
that's true.
if you told me they were 0-4 and going to play the Saints week 5 and it was Jaxson Dart, I guess I wouldn't be surprised.